2 Corinthians 5:17 says that if anyone is in Christ, he is
Because the life of the Redeemer is passed through the bride.
One of the stories I've learned at Narrowgate was the parable of the prodigal son. This parable is about a father and his two sons. The younger of the two sons chooses to walk away from the father in order to chase after his desire for the world and to live completely for himself. This son made it obvious that he wanted nothing to do with his father and that he was only of monetary value to him. He chose the world and all its vanities over a relationship with the one who loved him most. It wasn't until he had lost all he had and was willing to eat pig slop that he realized that his father had far more to offer than the world could. He chooses to return home and humble himself before his father in hopes that he could become like one of his father's servants. Once the father sees his son returning, he runs to him and embraces him. The father shed mercy on his son by refusing to punish and denounce him when he had the legal authority to go as far as to kill him. The father then went even further and extended grace by throwing a party in celebration for the younger son's return. The older son sees his father's actions towards his younger brother and can't comprehend why his father would be so generous and welcoming to the one who wasted a third of everything their family owned. The heart of the older son is revealed when he refuses to enter the party for his brother and grows angry with his father, because he feels that if anyone is deserving of a party, it should be him due to his loyalty and obedience to the father. Just like his younger brother, he too doesn't desire a relationship with their father. He gave his loyalty and obedience to the father as a means of gaining the wealth and power his father had. Yet just like with his younger son, the father gives an invitation into the celebration and rejoicing. This parable isn't about the sons in the ways that they were refusing a relationship with their father. It is about the father's love for his sons and his invitation into relationship and rejoicing with him. The stories of our lives are like this too. They aren't stories about us and how we were choosing to live outside of relationship with our Heavenly Father. Our lives are merely a part of a much larger story about how God extends grace and love to us despite us not deserving anything from Him. When we were deserving of death and in eternity separated from God, He made a way for us to be eternally connected to Him. So if our lives aren't about us, then what role in His story does God call us to play? Well, by way of His sacrifice and our faith in Him, Christ lives in us and through us, and therefore we are to live as Christ. The purpose that Jesus had for us and the calling He has on our lives is bound to the purpose and calling that Jesus had for His own life. In Mark 10:45, Jesus says, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give His life as a ransom for many." The true King of the world came down to earth and took on the form of a servant. While Jesus had the full authority and ability to have any worldly power, He chose the advancement of others over the advancement of self. We are called to do the same and to live a life centered on God and in service to others instead of a life centered on ourselves.